Okay, we're going ahead. Chapter 19. Performing the Pumsavana ritualistic ceremony. So we just heard how Kashyapa had instructed his wife, Diti, in performing this ceremony. So Maharaj Parikshit, he wants to know, he said, I want to hear in detail how to please the Supreme Lord Vishnu, how to follow this vow, Pumsavana. It means actually getting a son. But Maharaj Parikshit doesn't want a son, right? He's going to die in a few days. He's preparing for leaving the body. But still, anyway, he wants to know what are you supposed to do? How do you please Lord Vishnu? So Sukadeva Goswami describes, when you do it, begins in the month of Agrahayana, November, December. On the bright fortnight, the first day of the bright fortnight, the month of Agrahayana, following the instructions of her husband, begin regulated devotional service with a vow of penance and can fulfill all one's desires. And before beginning, the woman should hear the story of how the Maruts were born. Okay, we just heard the story, right? You're all ready, you can do the vow. Under the instructions of Brahmanas, wash her teeth, bathe, dress with white cloth and ornaments. Before taking breakfast, she should worship Lord Vishnu and Lakshmi. So this is the special feature. Previously we were hearing about people worshipping the super soul, Maharaj Chitraketu, Maharaj Prithu, and it was always the super soul they were worshipping. But here, you're here in this particular vow, so should worship not only Lord Vishnu, but also his consort Lakshmi. So it's a little different from how usually done. And we're given prayers, there's prayers to offer. And the prayer says, I do not beg you for opulence. That's the first thing. Usually when people pray, they want opulence. But here, I don't beg you for opulence. You are the husband and master of Lakshmi Devi, the goddess of fortune, who has all opulences. So, the person offering the prayers, they understand that Lakshmi has all opulences. The devotee is dependent on the desire of the Lord. Whatever the devotee needs is supplied by the Lord. There's no need to artificially ask for something. It is, Prabhupada said, it's better to be plain and simple, with respectful obeisances offered to the Lord whatever one can secure. The Lord can give us all opulences. if he thinks it's good for us. So all these are the prayers which you're offering to the Lord. You're the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Master of everyone, with all opulences. So this kind of thing, offering praise to the Lord. But Prabhupada, in this purport is quite interesting. This is text number 5. Prabhupada reveals something about how the Lord sometimes dictates to the devotees to do certain things. Just like Prabhupada said, Lord Krishna would ask Mother Yashoda for some food if he was hungry. So sometimes Krishna also instructs a devotee in a dream that his temple and his garden are very old, he cannot enjoy them, and he asks the devotee to repair them. We have one temple up in Gujarat, Gandhinagar. You know that temple? No? Gandhinagar. There was a devotee living, there was a man living there in this house, and he had a dream. He had a dream that he should give the whole house to the temple, to the devotees, to make a temple. So he did it.
There's one more incident in Gujarat. In Vaibhava, there is one place where once the land was owned by one person. Suddenly one night Lord came in dream and told, tomorrow few devotees will come and you should donate this land to them. They will build one temple for you. So this person, he got up and in the morning he was ready whether some devotees approach him. So the devotees approached him and they asked for the land. So this man, he told, I got this dream last night, so God told me to donate you. So he donated this whole land, and for temple also he sponsors some money.
We have a temple there now.
Yeah,
Bhalavijayanagar.
yeah, Radhagiri
Radhagiri. That was the place I was thinking about, yeah. I think the devotee was Rajasuya. Rajasuya was the devotee. He was a brahmachari at the time, became a householder. But I remember I travelled with him before that incident. He used to be on my party when I was in India. We had a travelling party and he was one of the brahmacharis with me. Later on he went to Gujarat, and it happened there that he met this man, and the man donated the temple to ISKCON. Donated the land, not temple, land. He gave the land in old houses. So it happens like that. Just like they say about Radhakund, that some man was going up to the Himalayas, he was going up to Badrinath, and he was taking a lot of gold up there. He was planning to donate it up in Badrinath. But on the way up, he had a dream. And in the dream, the Lord told him, you should go to Vrindavan. Raghunath is there in Radhakund, and he needs this money. And so he had the dream. He came back to Vrindavan, and he came to Radhakund, and he found Raghunath, and he gave him the gold. Raghunath had left all the money, and he never brought any money with him. He'd gone away from all the wealth his father had. But Krishna arranged for him to get all this wealth. He could begin the excavation to make a nice bathing place at Radhakund. Because initially it was just a rice field. It was only rice field. Lord Chaitanya was taking bath in the rice field. But Lord Chaitanya told that this is Radhakund. Just a rice field. So then Raghunath stayed there, and the man came with the gold, and then so he used it to make a nice Radhakund, and then Shamakund, excavate and develop it. Takes some time for these things to happen. Doesn't happen immediately. Just like Bombay, we were talking about Juhu, you know, initially we just had a little makeshift temple, a temporary temple, but Prabhupada wanted a big temple built. They built the big temple, and then they thought also they'd get the tenants off the land. They gave the tenants, they had to pay them of course to get them off the land. They got them off the land, and then they extended the whole place, put so many things, marriage halls and seminar halls, and the restaurant was there. Now in Vrindavan they're doing the same, right? We had the Gurukula there, but now they've changed it all. The Gurukula have moved out and they've got their own place, some distance away from Vrindavan. And that Gurukula building, they've knocked it all down and they're out putting a whole new guest house there and extending the whole thing. And then where the Goshala is also, that land that came, we got that land from somebody. So in the course of time, you know, it develops. Get established.
It manifests on its own, as I've seen it. It comes on its own.
What?
Things manifest and develops on its own.
Well, the devotee has to come first.
Yeah.
First the devotee comes and then it starts to manifest.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen without devotees.
Mm.
You've got to have some devotees. Prabhupada went to the West, you know. Prabhupada went to the West. And then he got, of course, Ambarish Prabhu. He gave his house in Hawaii. He had a house in Hawaii, it became the temple. Right? And then he helped to purchase the Detroit temple.
Fisherman.
Yeah. And they have a big mansion, a big place. So they develop it gradually. Bhakti it took years, 50 years. It took 50 years to get permission to put up a building, to put up these, what are they called, those halls?
Haveli.
Huh?
Haveli. Haveli.
Haveli. So it took a long time because they were not giving any permission, no new building, because it's an ancient, you know, rural England, and a majestic house, and everything has to be kept the same. You can't change anything. You cannot knock down one tree. You cannot do anything. It took a long time. It took them like 40, 50 years before they could get permission to put up these havelis. So it takes time. Things don't happen always, but Krishna is there. So Krishna gives instruction to his devotees, like Krishna instructed George Harrison. You know, you should buy a house, buy a place for the devotees. We could never have bought a place. My goodness. We could hardly pay the rent for our place, you know. But George Harrison purchased that whole place. Krishna told him. Of course, Prabhupada desired. Prabhupada preached to him. Prabhupada never asked him to do it, but he wanted to do it. He offered. Prabhupada never asked. So sometimes Krishna requested devotees to do these things. Just like Madhavendra Puri, he found the deity of Srinathji on Govardhan Hill. The Lord appeared in the mind of Madhavendra Puri in his dream. He said, I'm very hungry, dig me out, get me out from here. And then the Lord told him, I want sandalwood. And he has to go all the way to Jagannath Puri to get the sandalwood and the camphor. And then he's coming back and he gets to Ramuna, and the Lord said, I'm none different. The deity at Govardhan, the deity here at Ramuna is the same. He said, you can offer the chandan here in Ramuna. So he didn't have to carry it all the way to Govardhan, it was all offered. The Lord instructed him, just offer it here in Ramuna.
Maharaj Srinathji is same as in Gujarat now?
Yes,
They moved from Vrindavan?
yes. It was found in Vrindavan by Madhavendra Puri. Madhavendra Puri gave it to take care, he gave it to Balabhacharya's sons, the sons of Balabhacharya.
It's in Rajasthan, Maharaj.
I know.
Natadwara.
Yeah, not well. But the deity was found in Govardhan.
Yeah.
The deity was originally in Govardhan. Madhavendra Puri discovered the deity at Govardhan. Then he gave it to the sons of Balabhacharya to take care. So they brought it over to Nathdwara. They made this place Nathdwara. I don't know if it was originally called Nathdwara. Maybe only since Srinathji came there it became Nathdwara. But anyway, the care of the deity was given to Balabhacharya's sons. Balabhacharya had some very good sons who were very devotional. So Madhavendra Puri said they can take care of the deity. So they brought the deity over, came over. Safer to keep in Rajasthan than to keep in Govardhan, because the Muslims like to come to Vrindavan and break the deities, break the temple. So better they bring it to Nathdwara for safety. Anyway, Madhavendra Puri, he got the dream from Krishna. Krishna told him. So in the same way, Krishna told Prabhupada, go to America. So it says, just like he said, sometimes he requests his devotee to preach his glories all over the world. Although he alone is quite competent to perform the task, even though the personality of Godhead is endowed with all possessions and is self-sufficient, he depends on his devotees. So Prabhupada got that kind of direction from the Lord. Only the devotee can perceive how the Lord depends on his devotee for some particular work. And then Mahaprabhu could have spread the holy name all over the world, but Mahaprabhu gave it to the devotees. So that is his causeless mercy, that he gives service to the devotees. So then the prayer, after offering obeisances unto Lord Vishnu, the devotee should offer obeisances unto Mother Lakshmi, the goddess of fortune, and pray as follows. So then there's some discussion about Lakshmi. What is her position? Is she a jiva, or is she the energy? Is she the spiritual energy of the Lord? That is sometimes controversial. Is she a jiva, or is she the spiritual energy? Just like in Sri Vaishnavas, they have what's Andal? They have Andal, right?
Undone. Undone.
Yeah, Andal. They're always. Is she the internal potency of the Lord, or is she a jiva? So this was the discussion. In our philosophy, we say Lakshmi is spiritual. She's not just an ordinary jiva. She's spiritual. She's the eternal consort of the Lord. constant companion of Lord Vishnu. They remain together constantly. One cannot keep Lakshmi in one's home without Lord Vishnu. To think that one can do so is very dangerous. To keep Lakshmi or the riches of the Lord without the service of the Lord is always dangerous, for then Lakshmi becomes the illusory energy. With Lord Vishnu, however, Lakshmi is the spiritual energy. Right? We don't just worship Krishna, although some people do, just like in Udupi, Udupi, also Srinathi. Srinathi is just Krishna. Pushti Marga there, it's just Krishna. And Udupi is also just Krishna. Krishna is a cowherd boy. They said it's a deity of Rukmini. Rukmini used to worship that deity in Dwarka. The deity came to Udupi. So anyway, we worship Krishna along with his consort. Prabhupada said, you just have Krishna, then it becomes like Mayavada. Just the Lord. Only Krishna, everything is Krishna, everything is one. But we like to show Krishna along with his potency. So we have Yashoda Krishna, or you have Lakshmi Narayan, Sita Rama. You have the Lord along with his potency. You don't just worship only Lakshmi, or you don't just worship only Narayan. The Prabhupada said, you keep Lakshmi and not do service for Lakshmi, it's very dangerous. You have to use the wealth for the service of Krishna. So you chant this mantra every day with great attention while worshipping Lord Vishnu with all paraphernalia, such as water for washing his feet, hands, mouth, and water for his bath. One should offer him various presentations for his worship, garments, a sacred thread, ornaments, scents, flowers, incense, and lamps. This is the full puja. You offer, 16 different articles. Yeah. Do you do like that every day?
In the temple, yes.
In the temple they do it, yes. Not every temple, but some temples they do it. Prabhupada said this mantra is very important. You know this mantra? Om Namo Bhagavate Mahapurushaya Mahanubhavaya Mahavibhuti Pataye Saha Mahavibhuti Virvanim Vaharamiti. And if you chant every day, you get to know them. You chant Purusha Sukta every day?
Yes.
Yeah? You doing Shalagram Puja?
Yes.
You doing? No? You doing? No? You single man, you don't need to do. So after worshipping the Lord with all the paraphernalia, chant the mantra, offer 12 oblations of ghee on the sacred fire. Om Namo Bhagavate Mahapurushaya Mahavibhuti Pataye Swaha. You have to do Homa every day. You do Homa every day?
I learned Yajna Maharaj, no time for doing it.
No? You did the Yajna course?
Yes.
How long it took?
40 days.
40 days. So some people they do Yajna every day, like that, those who have the time. If one desires all opulences, his duty is to daily worship Lord Vishnu with his wife, Lakshmi. With great devotion, one should worship him according to the above-mentioned process. Lord Vishnu and the goddess of fortune are an immensely powerful combination. They are the bestowers of all benedictions and the sources of all good fortune. Therefore, the duty of everyone is to worship Lakshmi Narayana. What deity is he going to have in Salem?
Govardhan is there now.
Govardhan is there now?
Later, Radha Gokulananji and Gaur Radha Gokulananji will come.
Radha Gokulananji.
And also Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Like a Gauri Mat out there. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and
Gaur
Radha
Gokulam.
Oh, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Radha Krishna on the one altar.
Yeah.
And Gornikai, what's going to happen to them?
The small deities.
Oh, small one. So when you open the big temple, they'll go some other place.
Maybe. They want to start another center somewhere, some other place. The center they may go.
Okay. One should offer obeisances to the Lord with a mind humbled through devotion. While offering dandavats, while falling on the ground like a rod, one should chant the above mantra 10 times. Then one should chant the following prayer. And then you give him the prayer. Right?
Maharaj, this is for men or for women?
Huh?
Is for women or for men or both?
Well, if the woman can't do it, the man can do it. It says like that. If the woman's not able to do it, the husband can do it, and the wife will get also some benefit. It depends. It mentions about women sometimes not able to do things. But here, we just heard Diti did it, right? Diti was a woman, she was doing it. But usually it's men who do it. Mother Lakshmi is represented in the material world as the external energy, but actually she is always the internal energy of the Lord. Mother Lakshmi is extremely difficult to understand because she is so powerful that the jurisdiction of her power is difficult to overcome. What to speak of Radharani, huh? It's so difficult to understand Lakshmi, then how much more difficult it is to understand Srimati Radharani.
Difficult in like what sense?
Well, just to come to know her, the extent of her power and her functions, her relationship with the Lord. The jurisdiction of her power, since the jurisdiction of her power is difficult to overcome.
So this Mahalakshmi is represented in the middle world as the external energy.
Yes. But actually, she is the internal energy.
Durga Devi is the external energy in the middle world.
Yes.
So, how to understand Durga Devi as the external energy, and when Lakshmi, Mother Lakshmi comes here as a middle energy, even though she is the energy of the...
But she's not, no, she doesn't come as a, that's a misunderstanding. It's a wrong understanding. She's not material energy. She is the spiritual energy.
represented in the material world as the extraordinary energy.
Yes, but
Uh,
But actually, she is always the internal energy. Right? Common people misunderstand. She's represented in the material world. Common people, they think like they present her like that. But she's not. She's spiritual. So they have the wrong understanding of him.
Brahma Samhita says, Sishti Stiti Pralayasada Dusaktireka Chaya Vajasi Vanani Vivajya Durga Vichanurupam Piyasa Chacheshtasa Torhindi Mahadi Purusham Samaham Jani. So there is one potency, but depends on our attitude. She manifests to us is as either external energy or internal energy. By the Ichhana Rupa Piyasa Chacheshtasa. So Lord, so it's up to it's Ichhana Rupa, it's up to desire. She may be manifested as material energy, she may be manifested as spiritual energy. So to non-devotees, she manifests herself as material energy, and for
Well, you quoted the verse about Durga. That's not about Lakshmi. Shristi Stiti Pralaya Sadhana Saktarita. This is Durga.
Is it not the same?
No.
Is she different personality?
Durga and Lakshmi, yeah, different personalities.
Durga Parvati.
Very different. Lakshmi is the consort of Lord Narayan. Durga is the consort of Lord Shiva. Durga stays in the material world.
Durga is Jiva. Jiva the
She's Shakti Tattva.
Huh?
Durga Shakti Tattva.
Shakti Tattva.
but she is Jiva. No?
When the Lord glanced over the material creation, it was Rama whose shadow was transformed into Durga. Same Rama is Lakshmi.
It was Rama who was transformed into
Durga.
when the
Then-
Lord.
The same Sadashiva comes down as Shambhu and he interacts with Durga. This is what, in my understanding, was there in the fifth canto.
The same Sadashiva
Comes to the material world inside the universe as Shambhu. And then Rama, the shadow of Rama falls onto the material creation, she becomes Durga. It is there in our chart also.
It's in Brihadbhavatamrita.
which
The
Goloka chart.
the Goloka chart.
where's that? Where?
No, there is a Goloka chart of ISKCON. Chart of creation.
I haven't seen
But what Prabhu is saying is in the Brihadbhavatamrita.
it. Okay, where?
I don't know where, but it's in the Brihadbhavatamrita. I read it in there. It's in the part. It's in the second book.
In the second half?
So it's not in the first book, but it's in the second book, not the third book. I don't know the exact reference.
The second half is Kumar going to the spiritual world.
Maybe when he was come through the
Huh?
when he come through the covers of university.
Comes through the
Yeah.
covering of the universe.
Yeah.
Or when he's going through the different coverings, the layers of the
Yes.
universe.
Yeah. And he met Durga there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I'll have to look at that.
Yeah.
When he's coming through the covering, he meets a different personality.
Yeah. Maybe there.
So it's what, in the layer of earth? The earthly layer or the...
No, I don't know the exact place, but basically, they're describing Lord Shiva and how he exists he's also got a form in the Vaikuntha planets as Sadashiv, and his consort is Ramadevi.
No. Rama is Vishnu's consort.
It's Sadashiva's consort is written in there. That same Sadashiva has got Vishnu form.
Yes, Sadashiva is a Vishnu.
Vishnu
Okay.
form in Vaikuntha, and his wife is Rama. So that's why basically Sadashiva is Vishnu Tattva.
Yeah,
Whereas Rudra Shiva is
Shiva Tattva.
Shiva Tattva.
Okay. Quite a complex subject.
Yeah, it's like a really complicated tattva, like Shakti Tattva and Shiva Tattva, really difficult.
Srishti Tattva. Creation, yeah? Okay. We'll try to look more into that. Let's see. So we're offering prayers to the Lord. Mother Lakshmi, the reservoir of all spiritual qualities. You manifest and enjoy all these qualities. You are the enjoyer of everything. You are the super soul of all. And the goddess of fortune is the form of their bodies. She also has a holy name and form, whereas you are the support of all such names and forms. So Manvacharya is quoted. Vishnu and Mother Lakshmi is described as spiritual. Lakshmi is described as spiritual activity and the original form of worship. They represent spiritual activities and the super soul of all yajna. No one can be the super soul of Lord Vishnu. Lord Vishnu himself is the super soul of everyone.
Including Lakshmi.
Lord Vishnu is the super soul even of Lakshmi Devi, yeah. So two tattvas. The first tattva is the Supreme Lord Vishnu, and the second is the Jiva tattva. Lakshmi, being dependent on Lord Vishnu, is sometimes counted among the Jivas. The Gaudiya Vaishnavas, however, describe Lakshmi Devi in accordance with the following two verses, quoted by Baladeva Vidyabhusan. Quotes this one. Lakshmi is the constant companion of the Lord, therefore she is called Anapayini, the mother of all creation. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in accordance with the statement of Vishnu Purana, has described Lakshmi as being identical with the Vishnu Tattva. The correct conclusion is the description of Lakshmi as being different from Vishnu are stated when an eternally liberated living entity is imbued with the quality of Lakshmi. They do not pertain to Mother Lakshmi, the eternal consort of Lord Vishnu. So, some discussion, a lot of problem trying to understand this. Prabhupada doesn't comment on it. So Sukadeva Goswami said you should worship Lord Vishnu, who is also known as Srinivas, right? You go to Tirupati, they worship Srinivas Govinda, right? Srinivas. So Lord Vishnu is known as Srinivas, along with Mother Lakshmi, the goddess of fortune, by offering prayers according to the process mentioned earlier. And then you should do the puja with devotion and humility, offer prayers to the Lord and Mother Lakshmi, smell the remnants of food offered, and then again worship the Lord and Lakshmi Ji. Note, you only smell the remnants. You don't taste them. Smell the remnants of the food offered. Accepting her husband as a representative of the Supreme Person, a wife should worship him with unalloyed devotion, offering him prasad. The husband, being very pleased with his wife, should engage himself in the affairs of the family. That one person is sufficient to do this devotional service. Because of their good relationship, both will enjoy the result. If the wife is unable to execute the process, the husband should do it, and the faithful wife will share the result. One should take the vow not deviate. Offer the prasad, the flower garlands, the sandalwood bulb, daily worship the brahmanas and worship women who peacefully live with their husbands and children. Every day the wife must continue following the principles to worship Vishnu with great devotion. In this way, husband and wife will be purified and will have all their desires fulfilled. The chaste wife must perform such service continuously for 1 year. After 1 year passes, she should fast on the full moon day in the month of Kartik. Then on the morning of the next day, wash oneself, worship Lord Krishna, cook as stated, and then sweet rice should be cooked with ghee. And with this preparation, the husband should offer oblations to the fire 12 times. Then he should satisfy the brahmanas. When the brahmins are satisfied, they give their blessings, offer them obeisances. With their permission, he can take prasad. Before taking his meal, husband must first seek the acharya, and along with his relatives and friends, offer prasad to the Guru. The wife should eat the remnants of the oblations of sweet rice cooked with ghee. Eating the remnants ensures a learned, devoted son and all good fortune. What does it mean, the remnants of the oblations? You have to take it off the fire? You offer oblations, right? You offer the sweet rice into the fire. So what does it mean, the remnants of the oblation?
Left out food.
Whatever didn't go in the fire.
Yeah.
Whatever didn't get offered. So you have to make enough.
Yeah.
You have to offer it into the fire 10, 12 times. And then what's left. Even in this life, a man will be able to achieve all the benedictions he desires from the Lord. A wife will receive good fortune, opulence, sons, a long-living husband, a good reputation, and a good home. A woman will receive all these desirable benedictions, and a man will also be able to receive all benedictions. A man and a woman in Krishna consciousness will be happy in this material world, and because of being Krishna conscious, they will be promoted to the spiritual world. And so many benedictions. Unmarried girl observes this right, she will be able to get a very good husband. If a woman is avira, She has no husband or son. If she follows, she can be promoted to the spiritual world. So if a woman has children who have died, she can get a child with a long duration of life. If a woman is unfortunate, she will become fortunate. And if ugly, she will become beautiful. A diseased man will get relief from his disease. If you recite this narration, offering oblations, especially during Shraddha, the demigods, inhabitants of Pitriloka will be pleased and bestow all desires. O King Parikshit, now I have completely described how Diti performed this ceremony and had good children, the Maruts, and a happy life. Happy life. I have tried to explain this to you as elaborately as possible.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
End of this Canto.
So can we go through this? What questions did he ask on this chapter?
Last translation Maharaj, that anyone whose children have died even after birth can get a child with long life. So that Chitraketu and Pitosduti, they should have gone through this Punsavana Vrata so that they could alive their child.
Yeah?
No, you can't get their child back. They'll get another child.
Oh.
Huh?
Get a child, another child.
Yeah, not the old child.
Oh. Okay.
Alright, what are the questions on this chapter?
Verse number 6. What is a mistake people make in relation to Lakshmi?
They think she's a jiva.
Yeah. What recommendation is given for one who desires opulence?
This is chapter.
What accommodation?
What recommendation is given for one who desires opulence?
One who desires opulence. What verse is the answer in?
9.
9.
Oh.
His duty is to daily worship Lord Vishnu and his wife Lakshmi.
Oh. Duty is to worship Lakshmi Narayana. And that way you get opulence.
Yeah.
And we saw that, like, who did the Birlas, famous family in India, right? The Birla family.
They are looking at it.
Yeah, they worship Lakshmi Narayana. And Prabhupada said about that, he said that because they worship Lakshmi Narayana, the business is usually good. Birlas. Are they Marwari?
Birlas are.
Well, Rajasthani. Maybe not Marwari. But anyway, they worship Lakshmi Narayana. They build temples of Lakshmi Narayana. They sometimes put their own statue there. Some of them. They have a big Birla temple
in every city.
almost every city. Yeah.
Big cities.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Another question.
How is Lakshmi represented in the material world? Verse 11. How is Lakshmi represented in the material world?
Well, she's represented as a jiva.
Mother Lakshmi is represented in the material world as external energy, but actually she is always the internal energy of the Lord.
Okay.
According to Madhvacharya, what are the two tattvas? Verse 13.
What were the two tattvas?
Jiva
Jiva
Tattva,
tattva
Vishnu Tattva,
and
Vishnu Tattva.
Vishnu tattva. Okay.
What is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's conclusion with regard to Lakshmi? Verse 13.
She is Vishnu Tattva.
Yeah.
She's identical to Vishnu Tattva.
She's the eternal consort of the Lord. She's always with him.
How can we account for differences in the understanding of Lakshmi's position?
How can we account? Where's the answer to that?
It's 13 itself. I tried, I could not get it, but I wrote different schools of thoughts.
No. This is the answer is this one last one I think. That's the conclusion. Last sentence. The correct conclusion is that the description of Lakshmi as being different from Vishnu are stated when an eternally liberated living entity is imbued with the quality of Lakshmi. They do not pertain to Mother Lakshmi.
What does it
What is
mean?
it? I could not understand that.
I've got a different answer.
It means that that imbued means sometimes they are thinking that you understood, no? They become the Lakshmi. They think they have also become the Lakshmi, but it is they are not actually they are not.
I think I'm going to reject the question. Whoever formed this question doesn't make any sense.
So I've got written here, Gaudiya Vaishnavas understand her differently. She is Lord Vishnu's constant companion.
Yeah.
And she's the mother of all creation. She's all pervading. That's what I've got. And like she descends even as a Shakti Vesh avatar. Like so, when Prithu Maharaj comes, a partial potency of Archie, it comes as like Mother Lakshmi's partial potency comes. So she's also Archie would be a Jiva Tattva empowered with with Lakshmi Devi's power, but Lakshmi Devi herself is spiritual, the Lord's internal energy.
Mahaprabhu said she is Vishnu Tattva.
No, the question is how can we account for differences in the understanding of Lakshmi's position? How can we account for it? Why are there differences?
What are you saying, Prabhu? What was your answer again?
It is there in that the correct conclusion is that
Which?
13 last sentence. Backward last sentence.
That's one Maharaj.
Oh, last sentence. When an eternally liberated living entity is imbued with the quality of Lakshmi, they do not pertain to Mother Lakshmi, the eternal consort of Lord Vishnu.
I could not understand what it means.
This question will not be asked. This question will not be asked then, because they also have to understand the question.
No. That is question. At least, what is the living in? This is eternally liberated living entity.
Oh, it means that there are Lakshmi. I think I understood it like that. That Lakshmi is the eternal consort of Lord Vishnu, but she also can be expanded as she can enter. She can like Shakti Avatar. She can enter into some living entity, and that living entity in the body of a woman will be empowered by the potency of Lakshmi. I understood it in this way.
That means any.
What is the example?
She gave example, Archie Devi.
They do not pertain to Mother Lakshmi, the
An
eternal
eternally
consort
liberated
of Lord
living
Vishnu.
entity is imbued with the qualities of Lakshmi.
Like Archie.
They do not,
But then there's a semicolon after Lakshmi.
Yeah.
So that it's like,
the correct understanding, the correct conclusion is that the description of Lakshmi as being different from Vishnu are stated when an eternally liberated living entity is imbued with the quality of Lakshmi.
Yeah, so like Prithu Maharaj, we don't say that he's Lord Vishnu. We say that he's Shakti Vesh Avatar. So he's a Jiva that's given the energy of some empowerment for Palana Shakti. So in the same way, Archie is a Jiva, Shakti Vesh, a Jiva Avatar, and then she's given imbued with the energy of Mother Lakshmi, but she's not Lakshmi.
Okay. I understood the sentence. Not about the question. I understood the sentence. He says, Prabhupada is saying the correct conclusion that the description of Lakshmi being different from Vishnu, the concept he is explaining is Lakshmi being different from Vishnu, is when an eternally liberated living entity is imbued with qualities of Lakshmi. Lakshmi is never separate from Vishnu, but because an eternally liberated entity is getting that quality, she's been seen as different, but she's never different from Vishnu. He's an internal energy. That is what the sentence means in my.
It says differently. I mean, not differently, but slightly different. The description of Lakshmi, when they talk about the description of Lakshmi as different, then this is the process why they talk about.
Yeah. So the concept which Prabhupada is explaining is why do people think Lakshmi is different from Vishnu? The questioner here has.
What is the question said again?
How can we account for differences in the understanding of Lakshmi's position?
Yeah, so that's
That's the answer.
So that's the answer.
That's the answer.
Is that she's the internal energy, other than when a jiva comes and is imbued with her energy, then she's different, then she's a jiva.
When we talk about Lakshmi different from the original Lakshmi, We talk about this when
No,
a liberated soul is imbued with the potency. Then we talk about.
If you read the entire purport, Madhvacharya has spoken about Lakshmi as Jiva Tattva, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has spoken about Lakshmi as the internal energy, and so this question is asking, what is the difference? How do we account for the differences in the understanding
So
of
that
Lakshmi?
is the conclusion what Prabhupada has
This
given.
is
That is the
reconciling the differences between
This is the conclusion that's why Prabhupada has given.
What is it? The correct conclusion?
Maharaj, we should read from the beginning of the purport because it's a sentence.
No, I've read it before.
So Madhvacharya is saying that Lakshmi is Jiva,
Yes,
and Chaitanya is saying Lakshmi is not different from Lord
I
Narayan.
agree. Yeah.
And then Prabhupada is reconciling that when we talk about difference between the original Lakshmi and some other Lakshmi, as stated by some other authorities, it is when the Lakshmi empowers some other person, and that person is not different from Lakshmi.
So these qualities don't relate to that person.
So that person who is a Jiva behaves like Lakshmi, but not actually Lakshmi.
He becomes what?
He behaves like a Lakshmi,
But he's not Lakshmi.
but he is not Lakshmi. So that is the correct understanding when people talk about differences.
Yeah.
That means
Okay.
eternally liberated living person, then imbued with the quality of Lakshmi, she becomes Lakshmi.
She does not become Lakshmi, she behaves like
She's
Lakshmi.
external
She
energy.
behaves like Lakshmi.
She got the same potency as Lakshmi,
Yeah.
But she is not Lakshmi.
but she is not
No
Lakshmi.
matter she behaves as a Lakshmi. Any number of eternally liberated living souls.
Any number, yeah, why not? Shakti Avesh Avatars are as innumerable also.
She is not original Lakshmi, but she behaves as Lakshmi.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Any more other questions?
What principle is given in the purport of verse 18?
Huh?
Briefly explain the principle enunciated in the purport to text 18.
The principle.
This purport itself is so small.
That is the principle.
That's the principle.
That is a principle.
Even if the wife being weaker is unable to execute devotional service with her husband, if she is chaste and sincere, she shares half of her husband's activity.
Haribol, we need more qualified husbands.
So the principle here is that there is a shortcut given
Something
for
which
chaste
here.
wives.
Huh?
There is a shortcut given for chaste wives.
Sorry.
That's the principle.
That is the
Shortcut means find a nice
condition.
husband, nice Vaishnava husband.
The chaste wives are for our wives.
Chaste, Prabhu, chaste and sincere. That means she has to support the husband.
To a proper Vaishnava husband.
Yeah, that's the
That's what I'm saying,
condition.
Haribol, we need more qualified husbands.
Suppose only wife does the
Husband is qualified naturally, wife
So
is
if
not
the
qualified.
husband is not qualified, the wife will not be chaste.
No, there's so many chaste women out there, but their husbands are rakshasas. Like, and they're still chaste. You want meat, I'll make you meat. You want alcohol, I'll give you alcohol. They themselves are sattvic, but their husband is rakshas.
Yeah.
no. Okay, Raksha,
So
leave
many
it.
cases
Suppose
there are.
if
Haribol,
only
Rakesh,
wife
we are
does.
deviating from the actual thing here.
Anyway, next
Only wife
We
question.
have a debate between men and
What are the
women now.
benefits of Pumsavana vow?
He's talking about what the principle
What's
here.
the benefit?
Of the Pumsavana vow.
You can get a child. You can have a son.
Yeah, you achieve all benedictions he desires. Good fortune, opulence, sons, long life for husband, good reputation, good home, everything basically. Jai Haribol.
List the 6 benefits gained by different persons executing this vow.
List the 6 benefits.
Yeah. If an unmarried girl observes the vrata, she will be able to get a very good husband. That's serious. Like we just wrote it.
The one I remember the most is if you're ugly, you become beautiful.
You get plastic surgery.
So unmarried girl gets good husband, a woman with no son or husband goes to spiritual world, an unfortunate woman becomes fortunate, an ugly person becomes beautiful, a diseased man becomes able-bodied, and child who's dead after birth, you'll get a new child with long life and wealth.
If okay. Jai Ho.
That's all.
Bhakti Vaibhava Module 2 ki.
Jai.
We have exam tomorrow.
It's a closed book, is it? You're not allowed to look at the book.
Yeah, it's close book. The difficulty is that you have to memorize what is printed in the book.
Okay.
Good time.
Oh, thank you very much.
You have reached good time.
Yeah, this is good time.
Okay. On behalf of the class, I'd like to thank Maharaj.
So?
On behalf of the class, I'd like to thank Maharaj for extending his association and giving us so much of knowledge and enlightenment. Thank you very much, Maharaj. It was very, very wonderful 2 weeks.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity to review this section of Bhagavatam.
Lifetime association
Very nice.
is for
We got 27 hours of association. The highest so far. All of sannyasi.
So wish you all good luck with
Thank
your
you, Maharaj.
study ongoing.
You wish our good luck for our future journey.
Yes. Okay. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Maharaj.
Krishna.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna.
Bhakti Vinashli Singh Maharaj ki
Jai.